Mike's on.
All right, a little after 6 o'clock, Yankee baseball coming up this evening. Now, basketball and football icons tee off in a star-studded celebrity golf tournament June 27th and 28th at the Mohegan Sun Golf Club. The State Farm Showdown, hosted by Aaron Rodgers and Chris Paul, a two-day celebrity golf event, will feature 16 of the world's greatest athletes. Please note, guests must access event via shuttle from Mohegan Sun, as no public parking will be available at the course. Ticket packages are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Please visit MoheganSun.com/showdown for details. So check it out. Now, couple of calls. Greer in Morristown. What's up, Greer?
How you doing, Mike?
What's happening?
Before I get to my Sanchez point, that's terrible news about Montgomery. I think the team misses him more than people realize.
Well, I mean, we didn't learn enough about him yet to know exactly what we're talking about.
He's a competitor, though.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I still was learning more about him, but you know what? This is obviously a very big setback, no question.
Yeah, regarding Sanchez, I'm not saying this because Romine's hitting right now. I know he's not this good a hitter. But I can't stand Gary Sanchez's attitude, his laziness. I know the Yanks and Mets are probably not going to make a trade, but I would offer him up in a second, head up, one player for DeGrom. What do you think of that?
Well, first of all, that's not going to happen. Secondly,
or a pitcher like DeGrom,
I mean,
somewhere else.
But where? I mean, I understand when you see some things in Sanchez, like his glove. Where'd you get the laziness from? Where's he lazy?
He likes to stare at his fly balls and home runs. He when he first came up that first year, he busted it out of the box. I don't care what he is, even more so. Just because he's a catcher doesn't mean he has to be fast. It doesn't mean he can't hustle. He also kind of has an entitled just attitude about him. When I watch him, he looks like an entitled, lazy, spoiled player, and he's not even rich yet.
I don't. Boy, you got a nasty. Really, got a nasty.
Yeah, I can't stand him. I'll be honest.
Yeah, well, yeah, especially for a guy that good. I mean, you know.
Oh, he's talented.
Well, I mean, and not only talented but productive. I mean,
I see a lot of Cano in him.
Well, I mean, you should hope somebody could come up and be as good as Cano. I mean, Cano went 4 years for the Yankees. I think he missed one game in 4 years. I mean, so I don't know how much more you'd expect from a player than. So you don't think Cano was a good player either?
Oh, he was a very good player, but I couldn't stand watching him. I couldn't stand watching him not hustle the first. I couldn't stand his attitude. I was glad they didn't sign him back.
Well, what did he do
wish they would have
wrong?
traded him a year before.
Was he bad offensively or defensively?
No, it's not necessarily production. It's not getting the most out of his talent. I would rather have the kid who gets.
Did he play? Did he play every day?
He did play every day.
He never missed a game.
It's easier to play every day when you don't play hard.
Oh, it is, huh? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Agree. You know what? You got a heck of a deal going. I'm telling you, knocking guys who put up numbers like Cano put up and played 162 games year after year, played offense and defense on the highest level, and you have a problem with them. I mean, my God. You know, I mean, you made a lot of comments about Sanchez. There's no way you know the answer to half of them. He doesn't have a good glove. I'll be the first to admit that. He fights the baseball a lot. I mean, it's an issue. But rarely have you seen a guy come up and put up the kind of numbers the guys put up. I mean, in his first 53 games, he put up 20 homers and 42 RBIs. In his second year as a catcher, he put up 33 homers and 90 RBIs as a catcher in 470 at-bats. I mean, you're talking about a guy who put up insane numbers for a good – he put up insane numbers for a rookie or a second-year player. When you count it as a catcher putting up those numbers are crazy good. He is an incredibly talented hitter. So I don't know, where you got that he's this and he's that and he's this and he's that. I mean, I made a lot of comments that I haven't seen some things from him yet. Now, there's been a couple of things that people saying that his eating habits aren't the greatest, but he's a young guy. But he's got a world of talent, and he's got to get better with the glove. He's got a great arm. He's got to get better with the glove. That is a big problem for him. I totally agree. He's got to be better behind the plate. But if he's better behind the plate, he'll be the most complete catcher in baseball, hands down. It won't even be close. Because his bat is outrageous. Ben in Brooklyn, what's up, Ben?
Hey, Mike, in an effort to actually have progress and understand each other, what's stopping the owners from asking the players, what can we do as a league to make you want to stand again?
Why is it the owner's job to tell them what they have to do as an employer to stand? Here's what they should do. What I would do if I was an owner was this. Here's the rule. here's my rule. If you want to play on my team, here's what you'll do. And if you don't want to do it, I understand. I will trade you to another team. Or if you come and tell me that you want to do something during the week, or you want us as a team to do something during the week, or there's something civically we can do in this town to make life better for everybody, I'm all ears. But on Sunday in your uniform is not the time for you to decide to divide my team. That's not what I'm looking for. So I'm willing to work with you Monday to Saturday. On Sunday, I want you to do what I ask you to do as a member of the team. Case closed. I think that's reasonable from an owner standpoint. And here's what I would say. How come these guys haven't taken any of their own time to do something during the week in an organized fashion, from the Players Association or the teams or anything else? How come they haven't done any of that?
Well, you need a big stage in order to make a difference.
So the only stage available the entire week is the national anthem?
Well, a lot of movements have begun making like profound statements on a big stage.
Mm-hmm. And getting paid for it?
Well, you have the Olympics.
They're getting paid.
I understand the perspective of they're working for the owners.
Yeah, and some of them being paid astronomical amounts of money.
But it would be more productive in order to cause change if everybody could understand where everyone else is coming from, as opposed to just being like, you have to do this, you can't do that, you have to do this. Why don't we just take a second and actually understand the complexity of the issues and then try to have a conversation?
Why is the only place the issue can be discussed is during the national anthem? Why is the only place that can be discussed?
Because it's already being discussed at that platform, so that's not...
No, they asked first if they could do... Did they go to the owner and tell him they were going to do that before they did it?
No, but it's already happening, so if we just want to, instead of like making the...
Has that worked well for the owners? Or has that impacted their business?
Moving forward, to give the players the opportunity to say, this is...
Well, do you think it's been fair?
That we feel proud against...
Do you think it's been fair for the owner or no?
I think the owners have a pretty good life. I think they have a pretty...
Oh, okay. So now we're just getting into their lives. Okay, I got it. So the players don't have good lives either?
I mean, they're trying to cause attention to an issue that they find very, very important to them. So let's understand all the issues involving the issue.
But you don't want to bend at all. You want to give it. You want it to be all your way. You don't want to bend and see the other side of the issue though at all. You don't want to see how it's hurting the owner's business though. You don't care about that part. Even though they share in the profits.
I understand that. Honestly, it's hurt my desire to watch football because I would rather see a league trying to unify on terms of what we can do to make everyone proud again, to make everyone want to stand again, rather than to continue to divide people.
Well, why can't we get down and do that? Absolutely. But why hasn't that been done? Where have the Players Association done something as a group on their own dime? Anywhere in the country at any time?
I would like to see that done as well.
Well, how come that hasn't been done? Who's stopping that?
But I would rather discuss the actual issue somehow, whether it's the players or the owners, than just discuss the rules, because that's so much less interesting than actually...
See, but the only issue here is the fact that it's impacting the sport. That's the only issue here that everyone gets back to, is that it's impacting how much it's impacting the sport.
But the issue is actually more important than the sport itself.
If it was that important, then how come they're not spending more time on it than the national anthem?
I think that would be great if they did.
I'm just asking. I'm just trying to raise a question there. That's all. If it's that important, why is it only worth 2 minutes a day, or 2 minutes a week? Ben in Brooklyn, what's up, Ben?
Hey, Mike, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you. What's happening?
Okay, NBA Finals. I know I agree with you in terms of championships, and not to compare LeBron to Jordan. They're different players, different eras, but just hear me out for a second. If LeBron somehow, over the course of his career, is able to, as an underdog, win multiple championships, 3, maybe 4, does that ascend him to a level that nobody else has been? Jordan has always been the favorite. LeBron has basically always been an underdog with nobody.
I think it is. First of all, he hasn't always been the underdog. He should have won a series that he didn't win as a member of the Heat. That was the one. I think there's one. Like I said, there's only one final I thought that he won one final he shouldn't have won, and he's lost one final he should have lost. He should have won. That's how I look at his finals. The other finals, he's pretty much done what we expect to happen in the final. The other games, I don't think the equation of the finals makes that much difference. I don't think if LeBron wins one more, it moves him to a different place. Plus, I think the idea of getting into eras, it doesn't work. There was a big man era that was dominated by Russell and Chamberlain and then Jabbar. And then there was an era that has been dominated by the mid-sized player. And that's obviously what Michael's done. And then obviously what LeBron has done. So to me, that, and in between you had other guys, whether it was Shaq, whether it was Olajuwon, whether it was Duncan, and how they have impacted the sport, and, go from there. Raph in Brooklyn. What's up, Raph?
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
What's happening?
I had a quick Yankee question. Want to see your thoughts.
What'd you say?
I had a quick Yankee question. Want to see your thoughts.
Real quick.
You think if Aaron Boone doesn't hit that home run against Boston, he ever becomes the Yankee manager?
I can't answer that question. That's an impossible question to answer. I would my first initial answer would be probably no, but I think it's an impossible question to answer. I really do. NFL Experience Times Square is a first of its kind live action football attraction combining interactive games, the Vince Lombardi Trophy, and a state of the art 4D theater, bringing fans closer than ever to the game and to their favorite teams. Give your dad the gift of football this Father's Day. Visit NFL Experience Times Square to celebrate Father's Day like a Super Bowl champion. Go to NFLExperience.com for details and to purchase tickets. That's NFLExperience.com. So check that out, and maybe that's a good place to take Dad comes Father's Day, which is a week from this Sunday. This week, of course, a lot going on, and we'll delve closer and get into the Belmont and all the Yankee Met stuff that is right around the corner, and the NBA Finals, which will be back in action tomorrow, and whether Washington can now lock up this cup. Finally, the quest for Ovechkin and all that is coming up in the next couple of days. But right now, Yankee baseball is next.